So where is your mountain of experience? And why this has been coming up and how this has been coming up is that I've found a pattern with all of us following our passion. And I'll share with you the pattern in the context of my story. So I had my mountain of experience. I started off with my agency, online marketing, grew that, had a lot of experience in there. And then phase 2 of my marketing agency was an SEO agency. So I niched down even further. We were really precise, even more precise than SEO. We were local SEO, and even local SEO, we had a certain rank and rent strategy. So we niched down with such precision that it gave us freedom. And that's with a passive income system. And what I realized looking over my experience is that I've generated over 500,000 leads online through my passive income SEO systems. I'd totally forgotten. They're so passive. They're going on in the background. They go to an email. The notifications go to an email. I don't even check. So I was just like, oh, wow, I hadn't even thought about that. So the reason why I share that is because that is my experience. Now, when I started following my passion with the spirituals type stuff, the inner game coaching, the soul contract, the human design, then that was almost like it was in this new area right here. And I started swirling her over there. And this is a trap that I see, that I fell into, and that I see people fall into like clockwork when they're following their passion. Is that their passion is over here and like, wow, this is amazing. I love the people I'm working with. I love the thing that I'm learning about it. I'm just like lit up about it. If all those sounds familiar, that's like in the passion zone. And then what can happen is there's a disconnect here between our experience. For me, it was the agency. I was like, oh no, I'm not going back to the agency world. Like that was old me. And there's a gap. But what this is, our experience is our money tree. And that's how we've been calling it in conversations. This is the tree of experience, which is the tree of money. It looks like it's a tree in winter, but you know what I mean? And so that's been the challenge for people. And then for me, I experienced this as well as like software. It's like, oh, this is what I really want to focus in. So bringing this all into today is, where's your mountain of experience? This is a key that I found to not be a starving artist with your passion. How to not be a starving artist with your passion. So where our experience, this has been the theme with everybody. This is where our experience lives. This is what people can feel. This is what people can just see. This is what people are ready to pay money for, because with your experience, 10, 20, 30, 40 years, whatever it is, like you have unconscious competence in your mountain of experience. So what I've learned when I'm following a passion is it's not to find the thing over here and then try and build a new mountain. Like you're starting from scratch again. It's going to take another 10 years. But the key is to bring that passion over here to your mountain of experience. And then that's now the next level on your mountain of experience. And I'll just share examples with this, partner client, she has a mountain of experience in real estate and creative financing. And then so she went over to the spiritual world because she had the freedom, the finances to explore. And then it was really about that connection. But that alone isn't going to quite resonate with the market, I found. So we've brought them together where we're still helping the people with real estate, creative financing, and then the unique mechanism of how we do that sets her apart is bringing in that spiritual component. So that's my share for this week, is where is your mountain of experience? You might be like, oh, that's the old me, or I'm not interested in that anymore, or like, I don't want to do it. But how can you get reignited with energy with that? By weaving your passion in. And sometimes it takes a little tweaking in there. Yet having that's the key that I've found for purpose, passion, and profit to flow all together as smoothly as possible. Whereas if that's not there, it ends up being where a person is like, oh, this is amazing. We're going off to the land of our passion. And then poof, where did the money go? So let me know what resonates with you from this. And if there's any unique insights on where your experience is and how you can perhaps build upon that with what you're working on with your passion, so that you're not reinventing the wheel. You're building upon the mountain, the solid foundation that you already have. Your feet are firmly planted on the experience that you already have. And now you're weaving in your passion, your purpose with that. Let me know. Because what we're going to do today is do the subconscious release to clear away any resistance to owning our experience. And that's what I've been seeing with the clients. Like another partner client that I'm working with, Yannick Silver, his experience is generating referrals. He's generated over $20 million through referrals. So throughout this process, we found that we're like, oh, that's a big mountain of experience. So his unique method to do that does incorporate, the inner game, the spiritual game, head, heart, and hands. So it's like we're weaving that in with that one point. So yeah, Daniel, since you're here right now, if there's anything you want to share that resonates with you, of where do you feel your mountain of experience is?
Yeah, thanks. I mean, and what you just mentioned about Yannick with his referral business is definitely resonating. Um, I have a lot of experience making connections for people, and I definitely spend a lot of time making connections that don't generate any revenue directly, but I kind of believe in that as a way of providing value and focusing on
Mhm.
the long-term play, I guess. And it all just kind of ties into the whole abundance mindset that, when you provide value first, eventually things might come back to you. But I've definitely spent a lot of time creating referrals and connections that haven't turned into anything. So that's an area that I'm really trying to dial in still to create revenue from those referrals.
Yes. Yeah. So my feeling with this is, it feels to me like you have a passion for connecting people. Because people who don't have that passion don't talk about it like that. It's a drag. So it's like, if you have that passion, that's amazing. And then I know from knowing you, you have a lot of experience in systems.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my intuitive sense is, where has the money come through before? Systems, like if we had to look at your whole career, it's like, boom, that's probably a big piece. And then visually, what I see over here is like the passion is for connecting.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, boom, okay. And it's like, okay, sometimes it doesn't make money, sometimes it does. I mean, that's what we all feel across the board with the passion, in my experience. So then it's like, how can the stable foundation of the systems then, boom, have this?
Yeah. Well, so that's a great point. And this week, was it this week? Yeah. I actually had a good win related to exactly what we're talking about.
Hmm.
I created a form that kind of streamlines the connection to some of our partners that we've set up.
Yes.
And what an idea that I had was, what if I created a podcast where I interviewed our partners to kind of highlight them and their services and why they're so amazing,
Mhm.
and create a form that streamlines the connection to them, where it's something that's tracked, so I know that the referral went to them, and it's easy, right? Where somebody can punch in their name and email and why they want to connect, and so I did all of that. I created the podcast, created the forum. And this week was the first time I did a highlight of one of our partners, and he got a referral out of it, at least one or two. And so it worked. So systematized the referrals to a mass audience,
Yeah.
and got a couple. So we didn't give it enough time promoting it. So, in future events, we'll definitely invite more people to learn about the company before we do the show, and then invite more people and promote it more in advance. And I think that'll help generate even more business. And
Mhm.
part of it is just talking to him about, who his target market is. And then we did a training session for our connectors and told them who to invite to the event. And we had a great turnout, probably more people that said they were going to watch it than typical events. And I think that's because we got pretty specific about who to invite. So yeah. So I thought that was pretty awesome. And now it's just, rinse and repeat and maximize that. So
Yes. Well, it's interesting timing for sure. So one thing I'll close this off here is in the passion land here, everything can be swirly and it feels amazing. And it can be like so many things are overlapping. So like by necessity, it's been very helpful to like just very, very simplify things, even oversimplify certain things, and to at least get clear first. And one of the things that comes to mind here for the mountain for us, actually I'll do that in blue, which is simply is, what do people want to pay us for? What do people want to pay us for? What do people like paying us for? And the want to pay us for is funny to me because it's like sometimes, especially in passion land, we're like, God, no, that's what I used to do. That's whatever, but we have the old relationship to it. And so I wonder, just thinking back through your entire career, what do people want to pay you for? Do they want to pay you for systems? Do they want to pay you for promotion? Like what consistently, is there anything that comes to mind simply of like, just like if we're explaining it to a caveman, like the one word or two words that they pretty consistently want to pay you for, even if you're not really offering that at the time?
yeah, I would say it's either systems or connections, relationships.
Yeah, great. So then based on what we've been finding is leading with that. So it can just speak to the brain. It's like, oh, this is a systems program, or it's a systems whatever. And it's like, head's like, oh, okay, that's what I'm looking for. And then start talking about like the benefit or, the how. So I think that going into this session, the flow state session, is clear up anything that's foggy about this. So it can be very clear. What's the keyword? And I almost approach it like SEO. It's like, what's the keyword that people are like, okay, so in this case, systems. I need more systems. Maybe it's systems to grow your business or marketing systems. Like, okay, I need that. Boom. How do I want to do it? Do I want to do Facebook ads? Do I want to do, LinkedIn ads? Do I want to do all stuff? No, I want to grow my business through systems that bring me the right connections. It's like, okay, and it's like, so speaking to the head in that way, the heart, and then the hands. The hands is like, we have a specific method or a community or like a system, a method, so that it happens. So we'll clear away anything that is making that fuzzy, so it can be clear money path for people being served. How does that sound?
Sounds great.